going to go, and that's why I say I know it might eventually go viral. I gave him that name they call Chief Priest. I used to be the hype man. Yes, I gave him.
100, and if they bring 1 year for say swear, you will swear
I
for
will.
this 100%.
I will. I don't swear, but if there's anything that can be used to verify it, anybody that worked in that circle will tell you that I gave him the name called Chief Priest. Why? Because okay, I used to be the. Let me bring out perspective for you to understand. I used to be the hype man of Cubana brand, the Cubana empire. I was up until I left the oldest hype man of Cubana. I know Obi and all his friends. All his events, I host his events. I host high-end events back in Nigeria, right? So we opened Cubana Owerri together. Me and Cubana Chief Priest. I'm trying to call him, when back then they used to call him Dorobuchi. So if you know what I'm saying, if you know him when they used to call him Dorobuchi, you now know what I'm saying. He used to be known as Dorobuchi because of his weight, and that was when Dorobuchi, exactly. So when I even started calling him that name, Cubana Chief Priest, he wanted to fight with me. I have a story with that guy that I probably am going to. I can make a book of that guy. I know him from when he came back from Malaysia. He used to come to my 2015. People that know him are confirmed already in the comment section. They will tell you, if you're not an Owerri person, you must know me. If you're a clubber, if you used to club in Owerri from the 2015s, you must know me. I used to be the biggest hype MC out of Owerri to the southeast. So I host events. I gave him that name from. He used to come to my club back in Illusion, and when we moved to Cubana, that was when I christened him that name, and we had a very good working relationship, even though he had serious animosity towards me due to the fact that I was not probably hailing him when he was coming to my previous club, right? So when we jammed in Cubana, he had this animosity towards me, but that's a story for another day. And I have a history with him. I can even go on to tell you that. Do you know when him and my boss Obi Cubana fought in 2021 when they fought? I was at the center of why that fight happened. So I want you to understand that I have a deep history with these people, right? I will forever, and I say this, I will never be on any platform saying disrespecting Mr. Obi Cubana. I will never do that. I will never disrespect Mr. Obi Cubana. I do not agree with what he's doing right now. I do not stand with what he's doing right now, but I will not disrespect him for what he has done in my life and what he has done in the lives of so many people I know. But where he is right now I'm disappointed. I do not agree with it.
But some people, I'm a host, so if I don't want to be politically biased, but I want to stand on the path of openness and truth. Some people will say, some political scholars will say, it is within his constitutional right to join any party that he feels to. Don't you think? Am I far from the truth?
You're not far from the truth, but if you watch the video I dropped today, the video I made today actually was talking about these political choices. That you are free as a human being to exercise your right of choosing where you want to choose or what you want to do. As a human being, that is the freedom you have. But you're not free from the consequences of those choices you make. And so if you choose to support who eventually is going to hurt me, I will see you as a rival, as an enemy, because what I see Tinubu and APC as are people that are after my life and after the lives of my family members. So I have to protect my own interest. And so therefore, the fight back he's getting right now are from Nigerians that are seeing Tinubu as holding them by their jugular. You're about to suffocate me, but because I love you and I like you, I should allow you to suffocate me. No, it doesn't happen anywhere in the world. Allowing APC cannot beyond 2027 is akin to you wanting Nigerians to die of hunger and starvation. It's akin to you wanting Nigeria to remain in the status quo of being the hungriest nation on earth. It's akin to you wanting Nigeria to continually being in a country whereby we cannot have basic electricity. These are the problems. So the fight back and the pushback and remember what I said earlier on. I boy movement. If it was in 2011, I will be a chair member of the City Boy movement with my chest. I'm not hiding it because my Oga na him be the head of City Boy movement. I for the champion City Boy movement. Because Nigeria never bad as it take day now. That's why we are fighting against it. I want you people to understand this context. If if my boss was supporting Tinubu in 2011 for presidency, I will not fight him. I will not have a problem with him. I will understand that he has his political choices. Because as of then, petrol was still selling for 87 naira per liter. But petrol is selling for 100 and something, over 1,400 naira per liter. And you want to be doing with City Boy. And you're giving me rice and red oil with groundnut oil. Remaining Osoji and baby bitter cola you will give us for us to you understand? You're not trivializing the people's pain. No, at that point in time, your political choices is now after my life, and I will fight you back. And that's the response I'm getting from me and from Nigerians in general.
Okay, so the question I want to ask you now is, let's look at INEC before we dabble into party politics of
Okay.
this in Nigeria. Let's look at the INEC. Do you think that the leadership of INEC, do you think that INEC that we have now in Nigeria, how sure are you that they are going to deliver free, fair, credible election to Nigerians?
There's nothing like free, fair, credible elections. There will never be one in Nigeria. There will never. I'm a very realistic person, and I'm trying to make sure Nigerians understand this on time. That we will never get a free and fair or credible election. We will only get the elections we deserve. We will only get the elections that we enable. And that is why I'm a proponent of educating Nigerians to understand our civic rights and our duties as active citizens. If you as a person want free and fair elections, it is now you making sure that in your polling units, your vote counts, and that you not just end in your polling unit, that you follow your votes to your coalition center. And that you follow your vote from your coalition center to your state's coalition center. And that you make sure you insist that your vote counts from your state coalition center. And that is how you get free and fair elections. I tell people the problem Nigerians have is that Nigerians don't understand the power of numbers. We don't understand the power of numbers. And it is intentional that these people in power make sure that we don't understand the power of numbers. You cannot be in a nation of close to, I don't believe we're up to 200 million people. I don't believe in that. But we cannot be in a nation of close to 200 million people and at least 100 million people don't understand the power that they have. If let me give you an instance. I want you to understand. If 10 million Nigerians say they are tired of Nigeria, if 10 million Nigerians say we're tired, we'll change Nigeria tomorrow. If 10 million Nigerians say that
10 million. So you mean that if 7% of Nigerians of our population can come out and say they are tired of Nigeria, only 7%.
7%. Tinubu will leave outside of the next day.
100%, 7%.
Tinubu will leave the outside of the next day. In fact, 7% is too much. If 5% of Nigerians say that we are tired, it is enough, Tinubu and all the senators will run away from outside of the next day. The problem is that Nigerians don't understand the power of their numbers. And that is why I keep emphasizing on this. And I want to, for those that don't understand when I say we get the elections we deserve, or how can we get free and fair elections? Let me break this down for you. How it will be done, or how it must be done. I tell people that due to the diversity of Nigeria, I do not believe that a revolution can just happen overnight. Because the powers that be understand our diversity, and they have created systems to make sure that we don't come together for a revolution. If you want to the day that it start brewing that they want to revolt, you will see pastors will start talking about it. Be calm. God is going to do something. Their church, let's just imagine Redeem now. Redeem that has close to like 5 million members. 5 million members out of the revolution have come out. Deeper Life have like 3 million members. 3 million have come out. Winners have like 4 million. 4 million have come out. Catholics have like 30 million. 30 million have come. You see how the number is shrinking. I've not gone to the mosques. We're not going to the traditional rulers. That is how you shrink the power of the people. Because Nigerians, we have been grouped into different categories of people that look up to different people for advice or for to shape their opinion in political conversations. So I do not believe, I'm of the opinion that a revolution, even if I feel it is a way out, cannot be achieved the way Nigerians think could be achieved. Let me show you how it can be achieved as a Nigerian. The only way I see and believe that Nigerian can have a revolution, and I call it the ballot revolution, is that there's only one certain day that I understand and I believe, and that it is proven over time that millions of Nigerians will be outside on one day across the country. Millions of Nigerians will be outside on one day across the country. These millions will be outside on a day that will determine their future, which is on the presidential election day. That is the only day that is guaranteed that millions of Nigerians will be outside. And for me, that day is the day that we can weaponize a revolution in Nigeria. We have not done it before, but it's something that can be done if Nigerians understand what they are doing that day. So let me give you an instance now. On election day, presidential day, let's use the last election numbers. Let's use the last election numbers for Nigerians. The last election numbers, we had approximately close to 29 million people voting. Approximately, that's according to INEC number. Even though we know there was massive voter suppression because we had 50 to 100 million Nigerians outside ready to vote that day. INEC intentionally suppressed that vote just so that they can keep the numbers low and be able to allow Tinubu to rig the elections. That's what they did the last election. So in the eventuality of the next elections, there's going to be voter suppression. Also, there's going to be things done to make sure that voting materials will not come to strongholds of the opponents. Also,
So the idea then was to disenfranchise so many Nigerians.
So that's what they did. That intentionally. They made sure that places like P2B stronghold got voters material very late. Places that Tinubu is going to get voters turnout got materials very early. They did this intentionally because this is politics. It's politics. Kill your opponent's stronghold, demoralize them. Voting that is meant to start by 8 o'clock started by 2 o'clock in some places. People were now tired. Some people were tired and left and went back home. You understand? It is a psychological warfare. They call it politics. They call it a game. I don't call it a game because you're actually playing game with the lives of people. So it is actually a system created to subjugate people in abject poverty. That's how I see it. But let me go back to how we can get this revolution. So on election day now, there are going to be millions that are going to come out to vote, right? And if millions of these people come out across every state, let's do these numbers. I tell people that because people are always scared. I'm going to bring out the fears for Nigerians. Let me try to make this a master's class. I'm going to bring out the fears of Nigerians, the worries that Nigerians, the questions I get asked all the time when I say these things, for Nigerians to understand this holistically. Nigerians are scared of they will shoot us. That's the number one fear Nigerians have. They will shoot us. Abi? We are scared of tear gas. We are scared of thugs. These are the major fears of Nigeria. They will shoot us. That is the police or army. Scared of thugs and tear gas. These are the major fears of Nigeria. And I want to break it down for Nigerians to understand that on election day, I'm going to first of all break down the security apparatus of Nigeria for Nigerians to understand. We have less than 330,000 policemen in the country. We have less than 300 plus thousand an arrest. Somebody say an arrest, and they will arrest us. So let's put it down in is all arrest under the police security people. We have less than 300,000 military men. In fact, if you put all the security apparatus in Nigeria, military, that is the army, the navy, the air force, the civil defense, customs, police, mobile police, DSS, SSS, name it all. Name all the security. In fact, add plus youth corp members. It is not more than 1 million people. I want you to understand this math now. It's not more than 1 million people. And in that million people, in that million of them, like 30% are protecting the VIPs. When I say the VIPs are protecting the governors, the president, the House of Rep members, senators, and our big men. Abi, so like 30% of that number is out. So if you take 30% out of 1 million, what you have is like 700,000. Now divide 700,000 into states, into 36 states. You will now see that we are doing. I want us to be very, very practical. Let's get into the math.
So this analysis is not just only mathematically correct, but it is a realistic step.
I'm giving you reality. So for Nigerians that are scared of police brutality and all this, I want them to understand the power of the numbers we have first as a people, because on election the millions should be outside. If millions are outside that day, let me break it down per state. Please just give me, let me just do this a quick math now. Let's do 700,000 divided by 36 is equal to 19,000. Let's say 19,500 policemen per state. 19,500 policemen per state. Now let's break it down to, okay, let's do that 700,000 times divided by, let's do it divided by how many local governments you have in Nigeria. That's 700. We have 774 local governments. So let's break it down by local government. So 700,000 divided by 774. We have 900 policemen per local government. 900 policemen, army, civil defense, combined per local government. 900. How can 900 army, police, and civil defense stop? And each local government is having hundreds of thousands of people. 900 people cannot stop 900 people cannot stop 10,000 people. If 10,000 people choose to say, I'm coming out today to march out, 900 people cannot.
And this is not on the event of war, on the event of protest.
Of protest.
It's very impossible for 900 people to
even
stop.
In event of war.
If it is on the event of war or war, 900 people, considering the fact that they have wear armed, they can stop even 10,000 civilians.
No, my brother, is a lie.
That is correct. I say that if it is on the event of war,
I want you, dude. I really want you to. Okay, let's say.
I want you to understand the angle that I'm going.
I agree with you that they will be having sophisticated weapons, right, in the place of war, but in the place of elections, our police and military people we're not fighting war. And remember that on election day, they make sure that they are minimally armed. They don't carry weapons. If you check the policemen that are in polling units, they don't carry weapons. Nobody carries weapons in polling units. That's why thugs come and do what they do and they go. It is important to understand this context. On election day, the policemen that checkmate polling units do not carry weapons. But even for the sake of argument that they carry weapons, I want you to understand that the policemen and military men in Nigeria today are also Nigerians passing through what me and you are passing through. And that they act because they are on order to act the way they are forced to act. And that they are acting because Nigerians have failed to react to the way they act. If you understand this sentiment, you will not be scared as a Nigerian. Let me give you an instance. During the last elections, when you saw military were being deployed, I for the sake of some security, I will not say some things, but I remember telling so many Nigerians then that you have to understand that the Nigerian military, or in fact the military of the world, the way they react is to the voices of the people. There's an overwhelming crowd you will see. People were telling me I'm using Lekki Tollgate shooting massacre as an instance. I say, Lekki Tollgate, there were not up to 1,000 people at that tollgate. That's why that thing happened. If you saw, have you been to a stadium before? Have you been to a football stadium before?
I've been to a national stadium.
Which national stadium, please?
But I've been to the one in Surulere, the one in Owerri, Diane Stadium. I've been to this one.
Was it at full capacity?
Very.
I mean, when you went to the stadium, was it at full capacity? Were the people there? Was it at full capacity? Was it crowded?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that crowded.
If there's somebody in this house that have been to a full capacity stadium, I was at the Emirates Stadium just not too long ago, and that's a 60,000 capacity stadium. If you've been at a stadium, you understand what I'm trying to say here. That when you see 60,000 people chant, when you see 60,000 people outside, okay, let's use crusade. God bless you. Somebody there, thank you, Mate Daffy. Let's use crusade. Have you been at the crusade? Please, which crusade we use now? Did you watch the NSPPDS crusade that happened in TBS recently?
No, I didn't watch that.
Please I want you to find any crusade video and watch and see the multitude there and tell me how many police do you think can stop that multitude if they choose to march? Even you that if I give you gun, if I give you arm now and I tell you that with this arm, stop 5,000 people, you will run away. If 5,000 people are marching towards you, people don't understand the power of numbers. Nigerians do not understand the power of numbers. That is one of my biggest problems I have with Nigerians. We don't understand the power of numbers. If you see, Kenya proved it. Kenya police, you will see number, you remove your police uniform and enter bush and hide. When you see the number of people coming, it's like a stampede. People don't understand numbers. Nigerians don't understand numbers. If you understand numbers as a people, you will not be scared of anything. The problem is that can we get these numbers? That is my only problem. It's not I'm never scared about all this or security forces. My problem is that can we have actual number of people, of Nigerians that understand what I'm saying? It has happened across the world. Anywhere there's an uprising of people. Look at Iran. It is the most rogue regimes on earth bow to the power of the people. I want you to understand this. The most rogue regimes on earth bows to the power of the people. There's a common quote that says, the power of the people will forever be greater than the people in power. Only for a people that understand that they have the power. And if we don't understand this, we'll keep going towards the semantics of what will the military do? What can the military not do? The power lies in the hands of Nigerians. The day we wake up and understand and we step out from our fears, that they will get back our country.
Thank you so much. Actually, before we go into party politics, because we have never dabbled into party politics, let's look at the economy. How would you rate this economy under Ashwaju? How would you rate Nigeria economy?
Do we have economy? we don't have. It's a rice. Give them rice. It's a rice economy we're doing it. We don't have economy. As an economist myself, I can't even rate this economy. There's no positive trajectory. There's no data that you can point to place that there's hope for Nigeria. Nigeria is finished. I want Nigerians on. Let me just state one for that will maybe it's overlooked. Nigerians don't even talk about it. Is that Tinubu, and I say it in almost all my videos, but Nigerians just listen to it and it will go over their head. Tinubu has borrowed more money than Obasanjo, late Yaradua, Goodluck Jonathan, Buhari combined in 3 years. In 3 years, Tinubu has borrowed more money. Let me repeat this for Nigerians to hear. In 3 good years, Tinubu has borrowed more money than Obasanjo, late Yaradua, Goodluck Jonathan, and Buhari combined. In 3 years, Tinubu has borrowed more money than 24 years of past presidents and of
Okay.
four presidents combined.
He has borrowed more money than his three predecessors combined that you
Combined. Go
mentioned.
and fact check me. Fact check me and you see what I'm saying is true. Buhari borrowed
But
86.
one question to be, I was told that it's not a problem to borrow money, a government to borrow money, but the question is that what did they do with that money borrowed? That is the question.
Exactly. That's exactly the angle I'm
Because
going
no,
towards. Because to borrow money is not a bad thing. Everybody borrows. In fact, the biggest of billionaires, they live off borrowing. That is the truth. If you borrow money, it is not a bad thing. I don't expect even if my candidate becomes the president tomorrow that he will not borrow. He will borrow, right? Because the way Nigeria have been badly mismanaged, you have to borrow. Even if though I know that if my candidate or if someone of my thinking becomes president, the borrowing will be limited because Nigeria is too wealthy. We should be borrowing people money. We should not be borrowing. We are too wealthy a country. I can break down the wealth of Nigeria and you'll be shocked here. That's probably why I do what I do, because I know how wealthy we are as a people. We should not be borrowing money in the first place. But let's keep that aside. If you're borrowing money, the question is now, what do you use that money to do? Tinubu has gone on a white elephant project that is actually the most expensive project in the history of our country. And he gave it to his godfather, which is the Coastal Highway. And the project is estimated to cost over 17 trillion naira. That project alone, the Coastal Highway project, when a group of engineers, the engineering body in Nigeria, estimated that project, the money that will be used to fix that Coastal Highway will fix all the bad roads in Nigeria combined. We'll finish all our infrastructures that have been dilapidated, our hospitals, our schools, everything combined will be fixed with less than 17 trillion. It was estimated that you fix all our infrastructure with like